What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run the North podcast. Today, we are continuing our series talking about every single team's off-season. We only have 4 episodes left of this series, including this one. We are starting the AFC with the AFC North. Before we get into talking about all these terrible off-seasons, boys, how we doing?
I'm doing fan-freaking-tastic. I've seen Across the Spider-Verse twice now, and my life is better for
no
that.
spoilies.
No spoilers. I'm just saying
poor and movie theaters are far, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
I tell you.
Yeah.
How dare you, Jake? Why would you say that?
Lego Batman dies.
Why
I'm
would you
sure
tell
that
him?
happens.
Why would you tell him that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Geek, how are you doing?
Terrible. Jake just spoiled fucking Across the Spider-Verse for me.
The next thing you know, you're going to tell him internet icon Spoderman dies in the movie.
What?
No!
Not Spoderman. Oh, no. Oh,
He had
no, dude. Oh, God
You
damn.
actually doing terrible, Geek?
No, I mean,
outside of-
I'm just fucking tired. Somebody wanted to record, like, early in the morning for some reason.
Like at a
1 p.m.
normal time.
Yeah, like a normal time that's not running till 1 a.m. in the morning.
Nah, dog. Recording a podcast at 11 a.m. is not normal. Most
It's
people
only
have
11
lives.
a.m. for you.
It's
Yeah.
1 p.m. I've been up
almost
for a
one
while.
Most
I'm
people
sure.
have lives.
Are you one of those people?
Technically, no, but shh.
Yeah, that's what I
Let me
thought.
cook.
He
Nah.
is not cooking.
He is not
Nah,
cooking.
I just went to
He
bed
is
at like
not
6 a.m. Had to
Hey,
wake
5
up.
hours is 5 hours.
5 hours is a lot
You think
better
I
than...
just slept
okay.
and then rolled out of bed onto the podcast?
Yeah, you slept in the Bengals jersey as far as we're concerned.
For sure.
You slept in the chair on
Dude, I
stream.
promise I can't do that. My hair doesn't do the just wake up and jump onto anything. I gotta fucking shower.
Jake's the only one here with non.
Yeah, he can just
Psycho
like roll
hair.
out of bed and like fucking flick his hair and he's good.
This is
Yeah.
short, yeah. That's how I played.
That's how I play. Well, I don't know. Play better. Grow your hair out. I want to see long-haired
Yeah.
Jakey boy.
I had pretty long hair before I cut it this time around.
How many
It was
likes
getting
for long hair, Jakey boy?
100 YouTube likes and I'll grow it
fuck.
to that length. Never gonna happen, so
Darn.
I'll be okay
That's
on that.
fucked up. What a,
You didn't say on which video, though.
That's
From
true.
this video.
No, no.
Nope, it's already too late.
Too
You're gonna
late.
find a
True.
Mr. Beast
I
video
am
with
not
over
growing
100
this
likes.
out. 100
No,
likes on this
we'll just
video and
use,
I'll grow my hair out, beard, all that. My beard's already
No,
coming.
no.
I look like Tom Hanks from Castaway.
Castaway. We are castaways.
With that being said, we're talking about the AFC North today. That is what we're doing.
Well, hold on. Don't we have something else to talk about first?
Do we?
Did we?
I don't know. Oh,
He-
Josh Allen's the Madden.
Oh, no. I was thinking of something
Oh.
different, but sure, we can talk about that first.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen's the Madden cover. It's not really coming as too much of
Why?
a surprise to any of us.
I still don't
I mean-
like it.
Justin Jefferson,
No.
whatever. I don't care.
No,
Who
fuck
did you
that.
wanna be
Madden
on it?
curse. Anybody except Josh Allen. I'm sorry. He has his worst year in the last 4, and he needs rewarded for it. No, fuck him. Jalen Hurts more deserving. Joe
This is
Burrow
not-
more deserving. Justin
Being a good
Jefferson more
player
deserving.
It's
I-
not the only factor that goes into being on the Madden cover, though. You have to be marketable, which Josh Allen's the most marketable quarterback in the NFL, probably.
No.
Patrick
I wouldn't
Mahomes
agree with that.
exists.
Well, yeah, but they already did that.
He's already been on the
twice.
cover twice, though, so valid.
Yeah.
But he's also
So,
not the most
yeah.
marketable player.
Yeah.
He's electric. He's fun to watch. The Bills have never had a player on the cover, and they finally have one worth it. And
Yeah, but
I
the
think this is a
Vikings'
good
only
pick.
cover player ever was Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, we saw how that
No,
went.
AP was
Um,
on Madden.
If he was on
I
Madden
forget
25.
about that because the only part of Madden 25 anyone remembers is Barry Sanders.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
everyone got the fucking Legend Edition that
Well,
year. I
no,
don't think anyone
that wasn't
got
the
the normal.
Legend Edition. The Adrian Peterson version was the next gen version, but it was like the year next gen was starting to roll
Oh.
out, so it didn't actually exist.
Right.
So
Okay.
everybody bought the Barry Sanders edition because it was the previous gen one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I didn't even know for the longest time that AP was on the cover.
Yeah. Well, the Bears have never had anybody on the cover, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but that's
Neither the
because
Packers.
Brett Favre, you fuck.
He was a
Yeah.
Jet.
Madden 09. He was in a Packers uniform.
Yeah.
Or wasn't he a Jet the next year? I don't count
Yeah.
that.
Maybe the next year, but
I don't
he
count
was
that.
still in a Packers jersey on the cover.
We don't
Fields will
claim
be
Brett
on the
Favre.
Madden cover one day.
Who?
Fields. I think Fields is
Oh.
a marketable, fun, electric player that could go on the cover.
I mean, maybe.
Gonna tell him.
I mean,
Your
maybe.
quarterback's Jordan Love. Pipe down.
He'll be on the Madden cover.
There is
Don't
nothing
worry.
marketable
He'll
or
be
fun
on the
about
Madden
Jordan
cover.
Love.
Sean
The
Clifford
only
will be on the
Packer
Madden
that
cover
could go on the cover is
in his Penn
Jair.
State uniform.
He
I
is.
don't know. I think
Should've been
Aaron
him this year.
Jones would kind of be cold.
They're not.
They're not gonna give it to a running back.
And they're not going to
Take the
give it to
MVP
a
award.
non-top 5 running back either.
Fair. I don't know.
Like, I like
Top
Aaron
three,
Yeah,
Jones.
it's
I don't,
crazy.
but yeah, no.
Stop.
I'm just saying, like,
Better
if
McCaffrey.
we're being real, I think he's like fun and marketable enough that you could do some fun stuff with him. Obviously, I don't think the likelihood of him getting on
I
the
guess
cover is high.
Jair's super
No.
hated, so maybe not.
But is he?
He was kind of cunty the entire end of last year.
Oh, boo-hoo, we graded on Justin Jefferson.
No, and I'm not even talking-
Whatever.
I know. I'm not allowed to
forgot about
talk. I gotta be hated. But no, he sucked for 8 weeks and then talked in week 9 before he ever played a single good game about how goddamn good he was. I'm the best corner in the game. So far, you're not even a top 30 corner in the
He's a
game. Chill the
very
fuck
good
out.
corner.
But I don't know.
Anyway,
I
Josh
get
Allen's
he's
a
a
Madden
corner.
cover.
You gotta talk.
Good choice. The only choice.
Rashawn
Nobody
Gary
even.
on the cover.
Because can we get proof that Rashawn Gary's any fucking good first? He had
Alright, I'm
one
sorry I
season
brought
with
it up.
8 sacks. I don't care.
I'm sorry I brought it up. Let's
He
continue.
was good before injury last year too. But yeah, Josh Allen, the only choice. Nobody else had an argument. Obviously, nobody. But
One
he's
of
the
these
Madden
days
cover.
We'll get a real fullback on the
Yeah.
Madden cover.
It's true. One of these days, Giovanni Ricci will be the cover athlete for.
I will actually
for
throw
Madden.
myself off a building. I will go to EA's headquarters and throw myself off of their building.
But yeah, and more important news, just today we finally have sort of a closing on the Dalvin Cook saga that has dominated the offseason. Dalvin Cook is not going to be a Viking next year, either way, which
We all knew that. I
Thank
don't.
God.
Yeah.
I don't know.
we love it.
This doesn't
Dalvin
do anything
Cook,
for me.
He could be traded still apparently, but the more likelihood is that he just gets released at this point.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Riley Patterson thing where they're like, "Oh, the Jaguars released him," and then 5 seconds later, they're like, "By the way, they actually traded him to the Lions." Like, yeah. So, in all likelihood, he'll be playing in the AFC East next year for one of those two teams that could really use him. Or he'll be playing in the AFC West because apparently the Broncos are in on him. Don't know what's going on
Why?
there.
The Broncos are in. The Cowboys are in. The Jets
Cowboys
are in.
The Jets are in.
The
Cowboys
Bills,
I
the
get.
Dolphins.
Okay, so Cowboys I get because you want to
The
have
Chargers
two
are
running
probably
backs.
in the mix. I don't think they'll do it though.
Chargers need to be in the fucking mix.
They do.
Oh, go! I imagine he goes to Miami. Who else is in the mix?
He could. If
There's
the,
3 AFC East teams in the mix, so the likelihood of him playing there is pretty high.
Wait, the Dolphins, Jets, and who was the other one?
Bills.
Those are in on him.
I hate Buffalo. Their football team makes no sense to me. Hey, we just drafted a running back in the second round last year and also signed one this offseason. Let's sign another one.
But
Yeah.
Dalvin
And we
Cook's
have
his
like
brother.
actual positions of need to fill.
Yeah, I don't know. My prediction is Miami. I think he'll end up going to the
I think
Dolphins. That's where he's
most
from.
people think he's going to Miami. Oh, he's from Miami?
Yeah.
He's a Dolphin.
He's from
I don't know.
Miami.
Dude,
he went to school in
Miami's
Florida.
backfield is so fucking full. I'm sorry, Dalvin still thinks he's a bell cow. He's not going to go
It's
somewhere
cool,
where he's
but
going to
who-
get.
It's full, but is
The only good, or the only like
do you
back
want
you have to
31-year-old
actually,
Raheem Mostert over
yeah.
him?
the only back in that backfield you have to care about is A-Chain because you just spent a draft pick on him. Everyone else is, it's what, Mostert and Jeff Wilson.
Yeah. Jeff
Yeah, and
Wilson,
then
who they
Adrian
just traded
Salvon
for.
Ahmed.
We
Yeah.
And
traded
paid.
what, like a 5th round pick for him.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
still
know.
something.
I mean, listen, it's okay. We'll put it this way, okay? A lot of teams run RB by committee, and I know Dalvin thinks he's a bell cow. He can still be a bell cow, but they're going to take some of the pressure off of him.
On a team
with
like that, he'll
Wilson.
get like 98 carries all year.
I don't know what's the average amount of carries a running back gets nowadays.
Average? I have no idea.
Bell
like-
cow is probably looking
Yeah,
at
let me put it that way. What's
digits.
Dalvin averaging? Is
I'm
probably
gonna
a
go
better way
double
to
check
put it.
that. I'm gonna go double check
Because
that.
he was we would call him a bell cow in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, I would say
So-
so.
Because Madison didn't get on the field a whole lot.
Around 250 attempts. He went 312 in 2020. Jesus fuck.
Yeah, so that's not going to happen no matter where he
Miami,
goes.
no matter, and no matter, and especially Miami, no matter who their running back is, they're not going to run the football a lot. So,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, Miami's
Listen, if he
definitely
wants
gonna
to
run
be
the
a
football a
Belka-
lot.
If he wants to be a bell cow and get 300 attempts, he can go be a Titan.
why would it be any different this year? They didn't run the ball a lot last year.
They
Why would
actually
they just
still
immediately
ran the
switch
ball
up?
quite a bit. They just sucked at it. Because
They'll
do we
still
not
suck at
know
it.
what Mike McDaniel is?
I mean,
Do
yeah,
we not know
he
what
likes
he
run
is?
ball. Run,
That is his
Run
scheme.
ball
His
good,
scheme
win
is run
game.
the ball.
Dalvin Cook's not sniffing 250 carries. in
No, that's
Miami.
my point.
but he's not
I don't know
sticking
where he does.
250 carries anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
No one's going to give Dalvin Cook right now 250 carries. Why would they do that?
Cowboys
No.
might.
He'll die.
No
He will
way,
die.
not with Pollard.
Pollard, who's still hurt. I think everybody forgets that he snapped his fucking
I
leg in
did-
half.
I did forget that he's still hurt. Okay,
But
that
when
changes things a
Pollard's
little
actually
bit.
healthy, he should and will be the running back one there. So
Dalvin Cook behind Lepke. There we go. Lipke, however the fuck.
I'm gonna say, yeah,
Lipke,
I'd rather be
Lupke,
running Lipke out there.
I don't know. I have no idea how to say this man's name at this point because I've heard 15 different pronunciations, and every one I say is apparently wrong according to TikTok.
Okay,
comment.
You ever add him on Twitter?
We'll ask him.
I have
What?
before, and he didn't respond. I
That's
also
fucked up.
DM'd him on
Podcast.
Instagram.
We'll be like, hey, how do you pronounce your last name? And he'll tell us, and we'll be like, okay, that's all we had for you, and then we'll leave. And, that'll be
And
our
then we'll be
interview.
like, oh, hey, by the way, you want to come on a podcast and like talk about being a fullback?
Then he'll be like, no.
And then
we'll be
Kari
back
will
to
slide
square
in
one.
and be like,
Then
hey,
Kari will be
man.
like, I'll talk about being a fullback.
Yeah, that's why
but-
he's the GOAT.
Anywho, Dalvin Cook, he'll be playing for a team that doesn't the Vikings next year.
You know
Yeah.
where he can get 250 carries? The XFL.
Yeah, true.
True. Welcome to the XFL, Dalvin Cook.
You are a St. Louis Battle.
You are a St. Louis Battlehawk. Yes, you are. We'd love to have you.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian,
We'd love to
imagine,
have ya.
I'd rather team up with Adrian McCarron than any of the quarterbacks he'd be teaming up with.
That's
in the
so
NFL,
real.
to be completely
That's
honest,
so. You're so real for that.
Okay,
Say-
I know it hasn't been announced yet. It's not really an option, but like, what if Dalvin goes to the Chiefs?
They love Pacheco. They wouldn't do that.
Except they can't just run Pacheco. Everywhere wants to be a. You're right.
They not resign-
Hammy's right.
Keenan?
That is my worst nightmare. Hammy just posted a jersey swap of Dalvin in a Broncos uniform, and it
Ew.
physically makes me ill.
Yeah, don't the Chiefs have McKinnon and they like him a good
Yeah.
bit too?
Yeah, but like, would you rather
use
have
him for
Dalvin
stuff
Cook
that
or
Dalvin
Jarek McKinnon?
Jarek McKinnon,
I don't know.
he's a
You're a
good
Vikings fan.
receiver.
You've watched
Yeah,
both.
that's true. You've watched them both.
Yeah, I'm taking Dalvin. Yeah, Dalvin has slowed down a little bit. Jarek McKinnon's 4 years older and slower
Don't care.
and
Don't
Sorry,
worse.
Twitter told me Dalvin Washington is the worst running back of all time now.
And I
so-
believed him.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
your first mistake was Twitter. Your second was
See,
believing
according to Twitter, Dalvin Cook is the worst running back in football, and Austin Eckler is the best. And
Well,
very clearly,
according
there's
to
nothing wrong with
Twitter-
either of those statements.
it. According to Twitter, Justin Fields is the worst quarterback to ever exist, and is
Actually, he's a running back.
You didn't
Yeah.
let me finish. Fuck!
Yeah, because you didn't get to
you
make
didn't
the
have
joke.
to. You didn't
I didn't
have
want
to.
to make
I
the
stole
joke.
your thunder.
See, I didn't even want to make the joke because I didn't want to be racist. Now you're the racist one. How do
Yeah,
you
now
feel?
Twitter's racist. No, I can say it because he's my quarterback.
Oh,
Twitter's
oh.
just racist.
No, he was my
True.
quarterback first. I liked him first.
Yeah, well, guess whose team he's on now?
That's
and will
valid.
stay on forever.
You hope.
I know.
Till the
Speaking
Bears
of
refuse to
quarterbacks,
pay
I had a guy tell me yesterday that Rex Grossman wasn't as good as Mitch Trubisky. That was fun. But then in hindsight, I was like, wow, this is really the battle of mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you're arguing that.
Well, Rex
Battle of the
Grossman's better.
Bastards.
You know what that reminds me of?
Don't say it. Don't you dare fucking say it.
Say it.
The Mo Alley Cox versus Austin Hooper debate.
Yes.
That's what I can't
When are
find.
we gonna have this debate?
Sometime when we talk about the AFC South. They're both in the AFC South.
You know that tracks. Good work.
Okay.
But moving into the AFC North, the Browns finished last. So we'll start with them. Looking at the free agent class before we hop into their draft class here.
It's kind of good, and I don't like it.
They're
Their free
one of my
agency
favorite
class
signings
was
from
great.
them. One of my favorite signings from them was Agbanya Okoronkwo. There it is.
Okoronkwo, yeah.
Dude's a
Dog.
stud. They needed pass rushing help. They needed a guy on the other side of Garrett. That's exactly what he is.
They needed pass rushing help, and they said, okay, let's get all of them.
Yeah, because they also signed 29-year-old Dalvin Tomlinson. I don't know how long the deal was for. I just didn't know Dalvin Tomlinson was already 29.
Yeah.
I'm sure Geek will back me on this, but that was the best move they made
that
this
was
offseason.
incredible.
It was it was a 4-year deal, so he'll be 33.
That was
That's
absolutely
not
the
that bad.
best move
and
they
he's
made
just
this
a run
offseason.
They had
stuffing
no
DT.
defensive tackle. They
Yeah.
didn't have anybody defensive tackle, period.
Nobody.
So
And he's so good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I get
He's a
why
good
we had to let him
player.
go. That was very expensive, and he is aging. But man, I love him so
He's a
much.
good
Thanos
player.
is now a Brown, and I hate it.
Is that really his nickname?
No, that's the nickname I gave him. He wears the
does
Infinity
the,
Gauntlet
he's
gloves,
fine.
and he wore
Oh,
purple
that's right.
because
so
Vikings, so
sick.
he's Thanos.
Well, now he's rusted Thanos.
Week 1 with the Browns, you're going to look at their defensive line, and he'll still be wearing a Vikings uniform.
That would be fucking
I
awesome.
can't take off the purple.
It's a Vikings uniform, but he like stripped the horns off, so it's just a purple Browns helmet.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm down for this. This would be fun. Dalvin Tomlinson, the GOAT, though. They also added Big Z.
They also
Yeah.
traded for Zadarius Smith, too.
That'll
Like I
be
said, they
big
added
for like
all of
6
the
weeks.
edges.
And then he'll get hurt, and then he won't do anything for the final 10.
I mean,
it's almost
Then
like I
they
know
have
this from experience.
Okoronkwo to step up, and he can cook.
yeah, I mean, they have like an actual solid rotation of pass
Oh, yeah.
rushers
Yeah.
now, which is something
Oh,
they
yeah.
did not have prior to this
So their
offseason.
defensive line went from being Myles Garrett and Clowney was a Brown last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was Garrett, Clowney, and then a bunch of sponges, and now it's like a respectable
Yeah.
group.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, their linebackers were pretty bad. They re-signed Anthony Walker, who I
The
don't think
linebackers
is
still
good.
aren't great.
Um,
Anthony Walker's
what can
fine.
you tell us about former Chicago Bear Matthew Adams?
Matt Adams, again, he's fine. Matt Adams came in from Indianapolis. He was an Eberflus guy, and he was mainly a special teamer over there. And then he came in and started for, at least I think he was mainly a special teamer. I know he played a lot of special teams. He might have stepped in for somebody the year before and, like, been a starter because of an injury or something like that. But for Chicago last year, when he was on the field, he was fine. He's just a run-of-the-mill linebacker. He tackles well. He's solid in coverage. He's somebody that you're like, yeah, okay, when he's on the field. He's probably not going to do anything crazy. He's just okay. But that's better than whatever the fuck Cleveland had beforehand, because outside of JOK, that linebacker core was bad.
Terrible. Yeah. They added another kind of bigger, at least money-wise, signing defensively was Juan Thornhill, who has been okay for the Chiefs. He's been a fine safety for the Chiefs. To be fair, he's better than what they had. So they upgraded.
I don't know. I still think their safeties have potential. It's just they've all got... I have to go back and watch them last year still. But, like, going into last year, Delpit and Ronnie Harrison kind of were in tough situations. Couldn't stay healthy.
So sick of hearing about the Browns secondary, man. They have so much potential, and none of them will ever reach it. So who fucking cares? Let's move
I
on.
am
They've
a
We've been saying
Grant
the
Delpit
potential thing
believer,
about Grant
goddammit.
Delpit for however many
Right.
years it's been.
Same with Ronnie Harrison. Same with every one of their corners. Like fucking,
Newsome.
I don't
Their
care.
corners are good. Like, they're... Denzel Ward's
Denzel
good.
Ward, yes, he's the one who's
Denzel Ward
already
is good.
developed.
Other dude. Who's the
Greg
other-
Greg Newsome.
Yeah, Greg Newsom's solid.
He's okay.
They
Yeah.
let go of Grady Williams, and then they have AJ Green.
Nah, Martin
is like their
Emerson.
fifth corner.
Don't
Martin Emerson was
disrespect the
solid.
GOAT.
I'm sorry, I completely forgot about him. I just remembered AJ Green because when I did my Browns team preview last year,
Yeah.
they raved about AJ Green, so I followed him, and he was pretty solid.
The corner. Not the
Yeah,
wide receiver
AJ
or
Green,
the
the current
other
wide
more
receiver.
unknown wide receiver on TikTok.
Right.
Yeah.
That guy.
No, yeah, I am a firm Grant Delpit truther, unfortunately. And I say that
I mean,
unironically as
he's
unfortunately
going into
because
year
it's a
5
tough
and has
road.
never been more than mid, so I don't know if there's
Yeah.
anything to truth. He's bad. Well, he's
Yeah.
mid.
Sorry, he's as far as I'm concerned, he's baby Derwin James. Sorry. He just hasn't.
You
He
must
just
think
hasn't hit
really
his
low of
breakout yet.
Derwin James.
Yeah.
He just hasn't hit his breakout yet. It's okay.
Homie
It's
thinks the
coming
best
this year.
safety in the league is bad.
No,
Don't
no.
ever put Grant
I just-
Delpit's name anywhere near Derwin's again.
No,
you
it's okay,
a
it's okay.
non-ball knowing motherfucker.
It's okay. Grant
Thankfully,
Delpit's not his
Derwin isn't
big
the best
breakout
safety in the
this year.
NFL, so we don't have to worry about
Yes,
that.
he is.
Minka.
What?
Sorry.
No.
1A,
Dude,
1A,
Minka
1B, 1A,
sucked
1B,
for
1A,
3
1B.
years. Had one
1A, 1B.
decent year last year where he still was getting torched constantly because, dude, is an over-the-top safety who doesn't know how to stay over the
I thought
top.
he was pretty good. Derwin's best safety in the NFL. Whatever. 1A, 1B. I don't care. I like Minka.
Not 1A,
Jimmy.
1B.
Kevin Byard's still better than Minka.
Justin Simmons still better than Minka.
Mhm. It's Derwin
Adrian
Byard
Amos
Simmons.
still better than.
Amos isn't even on a team right now.
He's not.
Dude's not even good enough to be on a roster.
Jaquan Brisker better than Adrian Amos. So take that, Packers fans.
Isn't Amos a bear too?
Yeah, but then he disrespected us, so we disowned him.
True.
He disrespected you by going to the Packers?
No, he was like running his mouth on
Oh.
Twitter after he left.
Oh.
So it's David Montgomery, so you have to hate him now. Have to hate him.
No,
So
David
he's Big
Montgomery.
Z.
David
Big
Montgomery
Z
didn't run his mouth.
Big Z's just mad that nobody will make him a team captain.
Yeah.
Please, somebody.
He's mad that the Vikings wouldn't give him more money after he got hurt again. What, you won't give me more money? No.
Now that I've been ruled out for the year, let's talk
Sorry,
about my
guys.
contract.
I want my workers' comp immediately.
Deuces,
Immediately.
dog. Fucking the Browns can pay it for you.
That's about it for free agency signings. That are worth noting. Talking about they lost.
They
Jacoby
also
Brissett.
retained their starting
They lo-
center, Ethan Pocic. I only know about that because I
good.
wanted him to be a Bear.
Who
Who's
cares?
okay?
And then Cleveland was like,
They lost the best quarterback on their roster, so that is
they
kind of
did.
This is the worst thing that they did this offseason is letting go of the best quarterback on their roster.
Pocic won't start.
It depends on where
drafted your
Whitler's
boy.
health is at. Apparently, his health is in a shaky spot.
But yeah, speaking of their draft class, they didn't pick until the third. So, and with that pick, they took Cedric Tillman, who was kind of a late draft riser. Didn't even go as early as I expected him to, honestly, at the point we got to. But Cedric Tillman was pretty solid, and that receiving core isn't like the worst thing in the world at this point. Like, Amari Cooper's still good, and I think a lot of people have faith in Cedric Tillman. Donovan Peoples-Jones has been solid, not good, but solid. Last year, we didn't really see much of David Bell, so he could even end up being okay for them, and Njoku's good, and it all really depends on their quarterback play. But I like Cedric Tillman. I think it's a good pick. I think good value for him in the third, late third at that. So yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all.
Geek, you want to go?
Sure. I mean, I like Tillman, but like, I don't know why they needed another receiver. They have so many
That's
flaws
true.
on this football team. So you take a guy who's going to be the equivalent of wide receiver 3 or 4 instead of, I don't know, filling a hole that matters. If Deshaun Watson is as good as the Browns want him to be, whether it's Tillman or fucking Anthony Schwartz or whoever, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't. Maybe fill the holes that do matter. Your O-line, which was a strength, kind of sucked last year. You don't... David Njoku is going to be around for a year, maybe. You franchise tagged him. Maybe you signed him to a deal. Who knows? Your defense was awful. Yeah, you took steps to improve it. You still don't have any fucking linebackers anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
your secondary
Linebacker class is
still
kinda
could
long,
use
though.
help. Like, I don't know. The Tillman pick, he's not a bad player. It's just weird process. Again, it's the weird process with teams.
I don't know. I disagree a little bit with that, especially looking at the positions you were talking about that they also could have addressed. Linebacker and safety were the two weakest position groups in this class. So it would be tough taking one of those in the third round just because I can't remember who would have been on the board at this point. But I know out of the linebackers, obviously Ivan Pace was there. I'm going to bring that up before you
Everybody was there, I think.
Everybody but Jack Campbell wasn't there.
Right.
And then the second linebacker draft, it was AFC West. Hold on, I got this written down because I just recorded my AFC West video.
It's Drew Sanders.
No, it wasn't Drew Sanders. It was the other one.
Dan Henley?
Yeah, Henley.
To the Chargers.
Henley was the second one, and he went at 322, so he was also off the board.
Round
No.
3, pick 22.
This is round 3, pick 11.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm just bad at math.
Yeah.
I'm bad at math. So, yeah, all the linebackers. Well, I don't know. Okay, Henley I would have liked here for Cleveland a bit more.
Yeah,
So
that'd probably
I
be
can
the
get
only
behind that.
critique, but
But it's safety. I mean, there's nothing.
no.
The safety class is bad. And
Could have
then,
taken Skinner. No.
yeah, you could have taken Skinner, but nobody took Skinner. So,
Right. No, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, with Tillman, I mean, you're getting a complete receiver. Like, I don't think there's anything that Tillman really struggles with big time. It's just that maybe his athletic tools aren't the best in the world as compared to, like, you know, his teammate Jalen Hyatt. But my God, he was so much better than Jalen Hyatt. I mean, you're looking at a guy who creates separation downfield well, good 50-50 guy, solid route runner, makes plays at all 3 levels. Like, I get why Cleveland wanted him, because your wide receiver room right now, like Jake said, you have Amari Cooper, and then you have Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's fine, but nothing great. You have Elijah Moore, who's a slot receiver, and also we don't know what he is because he's weird and didn't want to play last year or pissed off his coaches, so he wouldn't play last year. And then outside of that, it's what? Anthony Schwartz, who's not good, Madden Merchant. Like, there's a world where Cedric Tillman by the end of the year is wide receiver 2 in Cleveland.
True.
So I absolutely understand why they'd want to bring him in. And him and Amari Cooper, like, if Tillman can reach what his ceiling is in my opinion, and be a really good wide receiver too, him and Amari Cooper would make one hell of a duo. So yeah, I guess you'd want to imagine your quarterback can elevate some of the guys on your roster, but at the end of the day, if you can get your quarterback weapons, why not do it? So I like the pick for Cleveland. I hate saying that because it's Cleveland, but I do like the pick.
Fair enough. He was a second, third round pick on Geek's guy, Siaki Ika. Got another defensive tackle in to go next to Dalvin Tomlinson. Another position that they just were super, super weak at coming into the draft, coming into the offseason. So I really like the pick. I maybe wasn't as high on Siaki Ika as Geek might have been, but I can't hate this.
Oh, it's such a good pick. Mostly because they just needed dudes. They had nobody. And Siaki Ika can just eat some space, which is all you need. They don't need their defensive tackles to get pressure. Just stop the run. And they're going to be pretty good at that. Hopefully. Siaki definitely is. So that's great for them because their pass rush is going to be fine. Whether they added anybody or not, they have Myles Garrett. Their pass rush would have been fine. Myles Garrett is just that dude. I'm trying to stall for time because Miller is muted. I want him to speak, but I don't know how long it'll be.
Here he is.
Yeah. No,
Let's listen to the hate.
No. I mean, I'm with Jake. I wasn't as high on Ika as you were. But it's not like I hated Ika. It's just I feel like, you know, he's a nose tackle, right? And at the end of the day, a nose tackle is only going to go so far, is only going to do so much. So while among nose tackles, he was the best in the class, it's just when you're ranking him against 3 techs and defensive linemen that are going to be on the field for, you know, large chunks of snaps, it's kind of hard for me to get super excited and to rank him super highly. But like you said, with Cleveland's pass rush, especially given the edge rushers they have now with Zadarius Smith and Isaiah McGuire, who we'll talk about in a minute, and Myles Garrett and Okoronkwo, they didn't need a 3-tech. They didn't need a defensive tackle that's going to be great at running the pass. They're rushing the passer, They just needed a big man that's going to go in there and take up all of the space and make everyone's job a lot easier, especially those dog water linebackers behind them, because that's going to be the big thing. Like, those linebackers, even JOK, are not that great in run defense, or not that great at shedding blocks. So if Siaki Ika is just like, hey guys, I'm going to take up all of the space across this entire line, and you can just run in behind me, then you're in great shape. So yeah, I mean, For a different team, I'd probably be a little bit lower on the pick, but considering it's Cleveland and how good their pass rush is, I think this is a fantastic pick.
Yeah. No. Agreed. Then they ended up bolstering the offensive line with a guy who a lot of people ended up mocking in the first or early second, but got him in the fourth, and DeJuan Jones. There were some character concerns with him, work ethic, stuff like that. That kind of led to his eventual drop. But you can't really hate this pick. He's got some decent upside. He's ginormous. He's good offensive line depth. He probably won't have to start day one because he's not a day one starter guy in the NFL. We know this. Won't have to start day one for them. He's learning under a very, very good offensive line. He gets to sit behind a very good offensive line ahead of him. I think it's a good spot for him. I think it's a good pick. I mean, you need offensive line depth, and getting a guy in the fourth who could have gone easily in the first or early second is a W for me.
I'll let Miller go second this time.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Switch it up.
So to me with this pick, you're drafting Mekhi Becton, but 3 rounds later and with better tools.
True.
And that is
That's
fantastic.
actually good. Yeah.
Like that is absolutely fantastic. Because we all know coming out of college, people were enamored with Mekhi Becton because he was this massive human being that could just throw whoever he wanted around in the run game. And now you're getting that same player a lot later. He doesn't have to start day one, and he's in a great environment for an offensive lineman. So if there are work ethic concerns, I can tell you right now, those boys in Cleveland are going to knock that shit out of him real quick because that offensive line works their asses off. Their coaching staff for their offensive line is fantastic. So he's going to get to develop behind them. You don't have to worry about throwing him out there before he's ready. I mean, he can be like a really, really good right tackle for Cleveland down the line if they can play their cards right, because the dude is just a straight up mauler that just needs a little work around the edges. And that's, again, in the 4th round, like Jake said, late first, early second round guy for me. That's fantastic value.
Yeah.
Geek.
The value is so good. And I mean, you're getting what everybody had projected as like the 3rd or 4th most talented tackle in this class. Mm-hmm. Whether he ever acts on that or not is a whole different question.
Yeah.
But he's just a fucking monster. Dude is huge. So, yeah, 4th round, incredible good value there for Cleveland, and I still hate it.
Yeah.
As do we all. Their second, 4th round pick was used on another edge, bolstering up that pass rush, in Isaiah McGuire out of Missouri. I'm not going first this time. Somebody else talk about your thoughts on Isaiah McGuire. Let's get somebody else going first here.
Obviously, it's going to be Miller. Pull out the fucking notebook and read us your fucking profile.
I don't have to pull my notebook.
Yeah, he told us he would look at his notes before.
I like Isaiah
I don't
McGuire.
trust you to have done anything you said you were going to. After
whatever.
last week with the fucking thumbnail for the podcast.
That was just bad timing.
You had
I'll
a
have
week.
one for this week. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, Isaiah McGuire was a really good pick. In the 4th round, this edge class was super, super, super deep, and he was still like one of the 15 or so best guys at the position, in my opinion, in this class. And all he is, like, he's not the toolsiest guy, he's not the most athletic guy, but he knows what he's doing. Super high IQ, high motor, his tool belt, like as a pass rusher, his actual arsenal of moves is really, really good. So he's just a high floor, low ceiling type of edge. And you're bringing him in as the 3rd, maybe 4th guy in your room. Like, that's great. Like we were talking about with our offseason, Cleveland's edge depth just became fantastic, and Isaiah McGuire is a big, big part of that. Like, when they drafted him, I was thinking he was coming in as edge 3, potentially competing to start opposite Myles Garrett with Okoronkwo, and then you go out and add Zadarius Smith, and it's like, holy shit. How are they pulling this off? Why is God letting them do good things? They don't deserve this.
Maybe they're not good things.
Oh no! Don't jinx Isaiah McGuire. I like him.
True. What do you think about him, Geek? What are your thoughts on McGuire?
I don't have many, if I'm honest. I don't know. He's like, to me, he was like the most boring edge I actually took the time to watch.
boring, but he gets shit done.
Right.
That's
So
the best
I don't know.
kind.
It's not the best kind of Edge. It's the Edge you fall asleep while watching their tape and don't ever end up doing a write-up because you got really bored. And so it's just like he can bull rush, and so that's good. That's about what I know.
I can't blame you for that because I fell asleep watching Aiden O'Connell's tape. But
That's valid. That's valid.
yeah, I like the McGuire pick. Good addition to the pass rush rotation, and a guy who can compete to be a starter at some point on this line, especially if Zadarius Smith gets hurt. So, here we are.
Yeah, you two go ahead and talk about this one because I don't have anything nice to say.
This is the only Jake.
In the 5th round, they took their quarterback of the future. A future NFL MVP, a future Super Bowl champion, future All-Pro, a future Hall of Famer.
I didn't even say all this about Jared Hall, man. What are we doing?
5,000-yard passer as a rookie.
Because you don't like Jaron Hall anymore because he went to the
Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Okay, I know I over-exaggerate how good Dorian Thompson-Robinson is because he's one of my guys. However, I do not think he's the worst quarterback in the world like Miller may seem to think he is. However, not going to start. Obviously, it's just kind of a rookie quarterback sitting behind a veteran quarterback. But I stand by the fact that he should be second in line.
No, there's a rocket scientist on this roster. Like an actual rocket scientist on this roster at QB.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember his name.
Josh Dobbs.
Oh,
my goat, Josh
Dorian
Dobbs.
Thompson-Robinson looks exactly like Josh Dobbs, and he's better. I know he's better.
Also, Kellen Mond is on this roster, so...
DTR better. Anyway,
no.
Moving on to a pick that actually matters.
Just want to throw it out there. DTR is what Twitter thinks Justin Fields is, but continuing on.
I agree with that.
Kind of valid, actually.
Actually, no, I don't agree with that. He's currently better than
Jesus Christ.
In the 5th round, they actually did draft a corner, and they got Cameron Mitchell. Love it. I think it's good. We talked about how their corner room has been kind of underwhelming in recent years, and Cameron Mitchell is not a bad choice in the 5th.
No, absolutely not.
I like him.
He was like the only bright spot in Northwestern secondary last year. I really like him, Mitchell.
Well, because it's Northwestern.
I know.
I don't know. Why are we looking for bright spots in the black hole that is Northwestern?
Hey, Northwestern had some good talent this year. They had Skoronski, they had Adabare, they had Cam Mitchell.
So they had
Evan Hull.
So they had everybody's least favorite tackle prospect because everybody just thinks he's going to move to guard.
But everybody's favorite guard prospect.
They had everybody's edge that they were high on, except the NFL decided that he sucked.
And that's when the Colts are going to win.
Or he just actually sucks, and we're all stupid.
Sucks,
I don't
know. My
heart
will be so broken, man.
Also,
I don't fucking know.
The Browns took another W because Cameron Mitchell is very, very good friends with Greg Newsome, so they're pairing up a couple buddies. But yeah, this is a good pick. I don't think anybody on this podcast disagrees with that. And then finally, their last pick of the draft. Somehow this man fell all the way down to the 6th round. How, we'll never know. Luke Whippler, you are a Cleveland Brown.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I feel bad for you. I also feel bad that you had to sit around for 6 rounds when you could have easily been a 2nd round pick. But Luke Whippler, that's just a fantastic pick. Getting a guy like him in the 6th, getting a guy who was in conversation for best center in the class. A guy in conversation, not the best center in the class. Check your ears. But anyway, Luke Whippler, a very, very good center. And like we talked about, he might even end up starting for them, depending on what happens with Pocic. So, yeah, good pick.
Yeah, I mean, you get the 2nd best center in the class in the 6th round. That's pretty damn good. You know, I really like Whippler because he doesn't win with, like, you know, being overwhelming, whether it's physically or athletically. Bro just knows. He just knows how to do everything. He's such a smart football player. and his technique is off the charts. Like Jake said, I think Pocic starts right away, assuming there's no injury, but I don't know how long it lasts. Like, if he starts to struggle even a little bit, I would not be hesitant whatsoever to throw Weipler out there, assuming he's healthy. Again, there had to have been a reason why he dropped. Yeah, I love this pick for Cleveland, and I hate that they did good.
Yeah, me too.
We sound like such haters right now, but justified.
As we should.
I don't hate Cleveland, I just hate
indeed.
their quarterback and their front office.
No,
and half their fan base.
We might hate Cleveland now. It's
Yeah,
just
LeBron is from Cleveland.
the entire
That's true.
city.
That's another reason I hate the city.
The entire
Cleveland.
city
Yeah.
betrayed Baker and is now. The entire city seems to be in love with a predator. So I don't know. Fuck
A
Cleveland.
predator and a false prophet.
Between Deshaun Watson and
I'm
LeBron,
gonna have to punch both.
those two automatically make Cleveland one of the worst cities in the world.
That's
LeBron
true.
I
himself
really don't want to
doesn't.
hear these
It was already
non-ball
terrible.
knowers talking about LeBron.
A predator and a false prophet. That is what you are identified, or that is what you are.
Way to go, Cleveland.
You're represented by.
How are we grading the Browns draft? Browns offseason as a whole. How are we grading the combination of this free agency and draft class?
I plead the fifth.
Why?
Because I don't want to have to say what it is. I know what I have to do, but I don't
Can
know
we
if I
all-
have the strength to
We
do
all
it.
just agree that we're all thinking the same thing, but none of us want to say it.
I mean, probably,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, we've talked about how good it is. You know what we think. Steelers moving into the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their
Love it.
free agency class, nothing. They
That's
did not do much.
Incorrect as a motherfucker.
I mean, Cole Holcomb and Isaac Samalu are the two big ones.
Those are both
those are
two
the two
really
big
good
ones.
signings.
And Patrick
Those are-
Peterson.
Eh.
That's also a pretty good signing.
Chandon
Well, considering
Sullivan
their
to be
corners,
their.
yeah, considering what
slot
their
corner.
corners were before, like those are both impactful signings as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Samalu is the big one. I mean, that's
I don't know. I'm a big Cole Holcomb enjoyer.
Oh, I'm definitely a Cole Holcomb enjoyer as well.
I love
think
me an
Holcomb's
old
pretty
school
good.
linebacker. He isn't athletic, but god damn it, he gets shit done.
It's a good get for them. Samalu's a good pick
He
for
feels
them.
like a Steeler. He really. I
Oh,
hate
Holcomb?
to say
He
that.
does.
Yeah,
He
but he
does.
feels like a Steeler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole Holcomb's a good signing. Samalu's a good signing. Patrick Peterson's an okay signing. I mean, there's guys like Chandon Sullivan and Keanu Neal who are just like depth secondary pieces.
I don't know who's Pittsburgh got at safety right now, opposite Minka.
That's true. Keanu Neal might
Do
Keanu
they
actually.
still
might
have
start.
Edmonds? The other
No,
Edmonds, or
he's
did he
gone.
leave?
He went to Philly.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
So yeah, Canoe might start. Remember when he
That's
came
true.
out and said that's how you pronounce his name, and then everybody was like, "You're
Canoe.
fucking stupid." Yeah.
Canoe Neal.
I
Canoe.
don't care. Funny white man from Matrix's name is how we'll pronounce it
Right.
now.
But yeah, so they got
and
a starting caliber
Sullivan
player.
might start also, because he's just a nickel corner. Who is
Yeah.
their nickel?
Sullivan will probably start. Yeah,
So,
you're
and
right.
he's actually pretty good at that spot. It's when you
Yeah.
try to ask him to go outside that it becomes
Decent
a
for
problem.
Minnesota.
It's just like Geek is a problem when you ask him to go outside.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Boom.
It's not
Anyway,
a roast, dude. I sit at this desk for 18 hours a day. The whole world
Wasn't
knows
a-
this.
It wasn't a roast, it was just true.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do we got? We have, I mean, DeMonte Casey is another safety they signed.
Yeah, they'll get a little competition between Keanu and Casey.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a good
Uh,
The
competition.
battle of listen. If,
No,
if
this isn't the
anything
battle
is
of
Mo
mid,
Alley
this is the
Cox
battle of
versus
ass.
You guys know what
Austin
this
Hooper.
reminds me? Mo Alley Cox and Austin Hooper to
This is Mo Alley Cox versus Austin Hooper at safety.
I
hate it here.
Tanner Muse, okay. Braden
he a
Falco,
linebacker?
okay.
Yeah.
Tanner Muse is an outside linebacker out of Seattle.
He's a guy.
Now here's a guy.
But other than that, I mean, there's really nothing else, no other free agency signs to talk about with them.
They let Derek Watt walk.
Oh yeah. My brain was so weird. I was like, no, the fuck they didn't.
Why would
Nobody
they
lets him walk.
Why would they let him walk?
Yeah,
He had 22.5 sacks.
Yeah, my brain went all fucky for a second.
How dare you forget the better walk, brother?
I have to see him be on a team where he's allowed to do something to decide if he's better.
Okay, well, no, listen.
Which one of them's on a team right now?
That's a good point.
That's what the liberal media wants you to think.
You're the liberal media. Go look at your
what
last
Andy Reid
TikTok
wants me to
post.
think.
No, but like, unironically, like Derek Watt was actually pretty impactful for Pittsburgh on special teams. Like, he's one of the better special teams fullbacks in football. It's just he's kind of hit that age where the NFL's like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
That's valid.
And they replaced him with a young buck. Shout out Monty Potabom though. Dude's a dog.
Yeah.
That's their new fullback out of Iowa. Bro looks like have you ever seen a picture of Monty Potabom?
No. I don't know
Bro
if I've ever heard
like
that name.
Fullback. He's got a big neck roll. He's got long, blonde, flowy hair like Trevor Lawrence. He's missing a tooth or two. Bro looks like
He's a real fullback. Yeah.
He is.
Is he though?
Better than that fraud Kyle Juszczyk who just looks like a normal person.
No.
Okay, shut your mouth. I'll beat you with a baseball bat if you ever disrespect my glory.
Never mind.
Again.
I was gonna say the reason he doesn't. The picture I was looking at, it looked like he was wearing the jersey number 10. I was gonna be like,
no,
"Are you sure
like
he's a real fullback?
38?
Wearing fucking 10? He's wearing 40 for the Steelers. The way his
But I
hand
was
was
in
covered.
college, I think he
Oh
wore
yeah,
48.
no, I just mean it is
38.
funny that he ended up on the team with the same color scheme as his college team.
Yeah.
Bro didn't even have to change jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
You know, dude's a dog. I hope he's good for Pittsburgh. I really like Potabom. My fullback 2. No, 3. I forgot about Jack Coletto for a moment because I don't know if he's actually going to play fullback.
All right. Well, let's.
The guys who actually got drafted. Broderick Jones, they traded up to 14.
That's valid. Jake, you're a hater. Jake's a hater.
Hey, I just come up with the transitions, man. I just come up with the transitions.
I just come up with the transitions. I'm just a douche because it's funny. God.
Okay, I don't want to hear anything about that from you, first of all.
Name one time I've ever done anything wrong ever. No.
Last week.
You started it.
Broderick Jones, they...
Take it back.
I'll take it back when you tell me when something I said was incorrect.
Take it back.
He's not going to stop.
No. Jake,
Fine.
I'd like to get this episode done. Take it back.
Yeah, so would I. Fine. I regret saying that even though he wasn't, Monty Potabom wasn't drafted. I regret making that joke as a way to transition into talking about guys who got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho,
That's what I thought.
they traded up with New England to get Broderick Jones, the best tackle in the class. I'm just kidding. What are you freaking out about up there, Geek?
Miller just accepted this, even though that was the most nothing burger sentence I've ever heard spoken by any human ever. I take back the fact that I don't take anything back. And no, you didn't.
I said the word regret.
I expected apology TikTok.
I said the word regret. Oh my god.
When this episode drops, I expect a 3-minute TikTok apologizing with a full-blown YouTube apology. Like,
homies just gotta praise Monty.
Would you be mad if it was half me and half Subway Surfers?
No. Love
Top
of God,
tier
please.
content.
It'll be on the Run the North account.
I've watched
they took
way too many
Jones.
videos with
Made a severe and continuous lack in my judgment as dude gets hit by the fucking trade on Subway Surfers.
Yeah.
So good.
Roger Jones was a good tackle. He was a guy that the Steelers clearly had their eyes on throughout the entire draft process. Argument could be made that they could have taken other tackles here. I like Broderick Jones. They traded up. They wanted their guy. They got their guy. He's good. He's definitely needs some polishing, as do most of the good tackles in this class, outside of Anton Harrison.
He needs polishing the run game. He's just
basically any good tackle in the class, you're drafting them to develop them. That's kind of how it worked. And Broderick Jones, I think, is a guy who has a good chance of developing into what his potential shows he can be. So I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like pure traits, I don't think there was a single tackle in this class better than Broderick Jones. It's just he's so far behind everybody else that, you got to see if the risk outweighs the reward and all that. But Pittsburgh's coaching staff is pretty damn good. I trust them to go in and develop him. So, plus, when you look at who they were starting at tackle last year, two guys I can't even name because they were so doo-doo dog water. Dan Moore, I think, was one of them. That sounds like a name. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't love that they traded up for him, but apparently New York really wanted him, so you kind of had to. But it's a good pick.
Yeah, their GM just wasn't as smart as me in the TikTok mock. That's all I know. Didn't trade back up to just also draft Anton Harrison and just fucking solve it. The
Fine.
Greatest move
You can't
of all
decide
time.
between them. Take them both.
Right. No, well, okay. So mostly, I'm gonna be honest. That TikTok mock that we were part of with fucking Nico
I
and
don't
all those
know.
guys, dude.
What happened there?
By the time the first round was over, they were over 2.5 hours in. I had shit to do, so I was like, "Fuck it, I don't want to wait until the middle of the second round." So let me call somebody. I'm gonna trade up and take another tackle, and then I'm getting out of here.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was such a long mock.
Dude, it was so long. Wild.
It was fun, though.
It was so fun,
much
but it
fun.
was wild.
Yeah, but their second round pick, this was like the most obvious pick in the entire draft coming into it. Everyone knew that they were going to take this guy. Joey Porter Jr., you are a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Fuck you specifically, Miller, for this.
What did he do?
Your shitty team caused this, so.
Sorry, you're just mad Chase Claypool's the best wide receiver in the NFC North.
He's not even the third best wide receiver on the Bears.
Name the third best receiver on the Bears.
Equanimous St. Brown.
Delete your account.
No. Wide receiver
Apologies.
one, Equanimous St.
Name
Brown.
one thing EQ can do other than run block.
Actually catch the football, be on the field.
No.
Learn the fucking playbook. I don't know, 10 weeks, and Claypool didn't understand
the
what
playbook
routes
for
to
you
run.
is run forward and block. Pretty easy.
No, dude actually had routes. Claypool never ran the right one in his entire Bears career.
Kinda had routes.
I don't know.
All I know is Equanimous St. Brown single-handedly lost us the Dolphins game. I think it was the Dolphins game where he dropped the game-winning pass.
Okay, you can't hate on him for that, but then praise fucking idiot Mooney for dropping game-winning touchdowns too. It's not how this works.
No, I don't praise Mooney for dropping game-winning
You
touchdowns.
can't hate EQ because he dropped one touchdown,
but
but then praise Darnell for doing the same thing.
Okay, but Mooney's also had like 1,000 yards in a season and has been a competent receiver. EQ is like a depth guy that the one time we asked him to do something, he said, nah. Although
like
he did
Chase
moss
Claypool.
Jair, but granted, I think everyone mossed Jair last year.
Except for Chase Claypool. Dude didn't know how to
Because
catch.
he wasn't... Actually, Chase Claypool mossed Sauce Gardner. Thank you very much.
This is true.
Yeah, his
Yeah, Joey
only
Porter.
catch is a bear.
He
Sorry,
actually
Joey
had like
Porter.
6 or 7.
Very good corner.
I'm mad.
Like corner 3, did not expect him to fall out of the first round, especially if you had told me that Emmanuel Forbes went in the first round. I would have been like, oh, then Joey Porter Jr. must have gone in the first round.
Joey
But
Porter certainly was off the board.
here we
by
are.
then.
Pittsburgh, a guy they could have taken at 14 or 17. They end up getting him falling to them at 32. And I love Joey Porter Jr. He's one of my favorite corners in this class. So very, very good pick.
I'm mad.
Good physical man coverage corner
It's a
that
great
go
pick,
long.
and I'm pissed about it. Now
Each
let's
man
hear Miller
question
be
said no.
pissed.
I mean, I'm not
Oh.
that pissed. I think it's a great fit. And
For the
Good player.
Steelers
Pittsburgh.
hater, you're not hating very hard. What the
Keanu
fuck?
hate-
Benson.
hold on, I
You-
don't hate Pittsburgh anymore. Let's clear the
Yeah,
air
that's
real
true.
quick. I've kind of, since their fan base got humbled and kind of quieted down this past season, I'm sort of neutral with them at the moment.
Who got quieted down?
I didn't hear them running their mouths.
Not
Because
as
you
much as they
didn't
were
look.
before.
I don't know. If I see one more tweet talking about how Kenny Pickens. Wow, I just mixed
Kenny
up both
Pickens.
of them. Love it.
Let's
Kenny
go,
Pickett
Kenny
and George
Pickens.
Pickens are any good. It's bullshit. They act like they're both already top 10. Pickens isn't even the best
Well-
receiver on his team, and I'm still not sure Pickett's the best quarterback on his team. I'm still not.
I am sure about that.
I will
I'm
tell you,
not.
I am sure about that one as well.
So
Sorry,
he
majority
plays
rules, your
awful, and
opinions
we're
are relevant.
Again,
boosting him. He plays awful, and we praise him for it. He was bad.
So because the majority, the official Run the North take is that Kenny Pickett is good.
I do
The
not
official,
stand
all
by
no,
this.
no, no,
believe
the
it.
official take is that he's better than Mitch Trubisky.
Better than Mr. Trubisky, yes. Better than Mr. Trubisky. That's the official Run the North take. That will
All
be
right,
tweeted and put on all
sourpuss.
platforms.
We're gonna move on.
Keanu
Talk
Benson
about a real
was their
football
other
player.
the other second round pick. Sick pick. Love it. Miller, I'll let you take the floor with Keanu Benson because whatever I'm gonna say, you're gonna say. So, I love Keanu
Miller
Benson.
got it.
Sick.
Yeah, so Pittsburgh basically said, hey, you remember that Cam Hayward guy that's like still on our team and still pretty good? What if we just got him like a decade younger and just like repeated the same process? And everyone in the room was like, sounds good to me, because they just drafted this big motherfucker out of Wisconsin. Cam Hayward didn't go to Wisconsin. I don't know what school he went to. But anyways, they draft this big dude in the second round who is a fantastic run defender and will be one of the best run defending defensive tackles, at least in their division, day one, because he's a dog. And then they need to work on his pass rushing a little bit because he's got the upside there. They just got to get his technique down and all that good stuff, which you're drafting a D tackle in the second round, that's okay. Right? Because you already know he's going to be a fantastic run defender. You can be okay with the fact that he's got to learn how to rush the passer a little bit. He's just a super big, strong, dominant player, high motor, high stamina. He's not off the field as often as you'd expect for somebody that is as big as he is. He's a lot quicker than you'd think. He's awesome. Like I said, I don't love player-to-player comparisons. I will say that 10 times every time I talk about the draft. But god damn it, if this dude is not a young Cam Hayward, then I don't know who is, because oh my god, they are so similar. And I will say that's not my own original take. Someone else actually said that, but when they said it, it was like, oh my god, you are so right. So
Miller can't even cook. He just
I knew he reminded
the-
me of somebody. I just
He
couldn't
just
put my finger
microwaved
on
the
it.
meal.
No, listen, I just want to throw it out there. I was high on Benton before I ever got it brought to
true.
my attention that he's similar to Cam Hayward. He was
true.
my DT3 like the
It
second
was
I turned
his
him
guy.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that part I know. That part I know. I just mean you couldn't cook up the player comp. Though
Like
Miller
I said, I
doesn't
don't like player comps
comps.
because I suck at them, and so I don't like try to piece it together. But I was watching him, I was like, this is familiar. There's something here that I recognize. And then Brett Coleman was like, hey, this guy's Cam Hayward, and I was like, holy shit, you're right.
Ah.
Yeah.
God damn it! The Steelers keep doing good things, huh?
They got their blocking tight end. They got Darnell Washington, third round, fantastic pick. I mean, they just kept cooking in this draft. I mean, they just kept cooking and cooking and cooking.
How long
really-
until he takes the starting job from Freiermuth? Because I know Steelers fans think Freiermuth's a top 10 tight end. He's not, but
Mhm.
how long
I don't
until
know.
Washington, the higher
It
upside guy, takes the
depends.
job?
Yeah, I think Washington's got to work on his pass catching a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a very
but
good blocker.
depending on how, yeah. No, he's a tremendous blocker, and after the catch, I'm taking him over Freiermuth 10 times out of 10 and twice on Sunday. But like, he's got to work a little bit. So it depends on how long it kind of takes him to piece everything together as a pass catcher. Which again, in Pittsburgh's system with that staff, I don't think that's going to take that long, because that staff's incredible.
Yeah, no, Darnell Washington was a good pick. Geek, any thoughts on Mr. Washington?
I
Other
mean,
than that, he'll be better than Freiermuth, apparently.
yeah, I think so. I'm so low on Muth, but also I don't know. I think we forgot to mention Grayson last week, so let's shout out Grayson's only guy from this draft class,
He's the
Mr.
only
Darnell
guy.
Washington. I don't know.
Congratulations.
I just had to pick something.
Shout out Grayson for
I had
having
nothing
his
else.
guy.
He had one guy. It was Darnell Washington, and unfortunately, he's a Steeler.
Unfortunately.
So this next pick,
Nicholas.
Nicholas Herbig. I don't really have too strong of thoughts on Nicholas, so I'm going to pass this over to one of you two guys. But
Good depth edge. He's just depth. That's
I mean,
all
yeah,
it is.
that's about what I
Also,
I got from this.
Okay, is he related to Nate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nate Herbig's his brother.
Yeah, he's on the team with his
Doesn't he
brother.
play guard for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
Brothers.
They got the Hayward brothers.
It's the fucking Pittsburgh thing, man. That's what
Well, they don't
Pittsburgh
have the
does.
Watt brothers
Oh, you're
anymore.
related to somebody who's been on our team or thought about being on our team or looked at our team once? Yeah, we're drafting you. Welcome home. That's just how Pittsburgh works.
Mm-hmm. No, Nicholas he's an interesting fella. Because you look at him and you're like, oh, that's an off-ball linebacker. And then homeboy dips underneath your favorite offensive tackle and you're like, wait a minute, what's he doing? And then he sacks your favorite quarterback and you're like, oh my God, he's an edge. But then they drop him into coverage and you're like, wait a minute, he's an off-ball linebacker again. But then he bull rushes your favorite guard and you're like, wait a minute, he's an edge again. And it's just this crazy cycle of him like being good at both positions somehow. No, because he's a lot smaller and isn't nearly as fast or strong.
I was gonna say, and less athletic.
Baby Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
He's Micah Parsons if Micah wasn't a good athlete.
He's Micah Parsons with grit. That's
Wonderful.
what he is.
That's Miller's way of saying
he's the type of guy.
white. Micah Parsons.
Like he's good. Like I like Nicholas quite a bit. Like I said, he's got good bend. He's quick. He's got a nose for the ball. He's just small, not super strong, and not super athletic. But like Geek said, as your third edge, as a rotational edge rusher, he's gonna make a hell of a sixth man. That's kind of what he is.
He's Lou Williams.
According
to Nicholas himself, he has been used exclusively as a linebacker in OTA so far.
Really?
He said that rookie Nicholas Herbig confirms he's only been used at outside linebacker. No edge.
Outside
pure
linebacker.
Edge rush.
Well, that's
pure edge
for
rushing
Pittsburgh.
snaps. Is it?
Oh.
Do they run a 3-4 or 4-3? I have no idea.
I don't know. Maybe that is an edge rusher for them.
Outside linebacker, I'm almost positive they ran a 3-4 last year and have run a 3-4.
Isn't that what Watts listed as? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe then. Yeah. Maybe. I know one of these next two guys.
Yeah, they're 3-4.
Oh wow, Bryce Young is now QB1 in Carolina. Woo!
What?
No one saw that coming.
Finally.
No,
not.
Adam Schefter just tweeted it.
Oh,
It's just
has Schefter ever been right?
Yes.
I mean, when he quotes somebody else, probably.
Yes.
Wow.
But special announcement: Bryce Young is now the quarterback, one in Carolina.
Who could have ever seen that coming? Number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young, starting over Andy Dalton.
I thought Andy Dalton was the future. I thought Bryce Young was a backup.
Geek was
plan.
locked in on franchise QB Andy Dalton.
Hey, don't you disrespect the Red Rocket.
Anyways, Corey Trice.
Corey Trice. He's the only guy
with a rapper.
But I know. I like Corey Trice actually.
I have no idea.
They needed corner depth. He's solid. I like it.
Geek, I'll put it to you this way: if Nick Herbig is great value, Micah Parsons, Corey Trice is probably like half off Tariq Woolen.
Oh.
Yeah, that's actually a good comparison.
He's a big, long corner that's like surprisingly fluid.
Okay.
He has good ball skills, good man coverage.
Yeah. Do either of you know anything about Spencer Anderson?
He's just a good athlete. Like he's got them athletic traits and he likes to hit people. So cool backup center.
No.
Yeah. He's like Trevor Penning without
being a complete psycho idiot.
Without being a douchebag about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Where he actually says
speak.
murder.
Yeah.
I can legally commit assault out here, so it's pretty cool.
Imagine being a Trevor Penning supporter. Cringe.
Has anyone ever supported him? Oh.
I know of one.
I think
I
know this person.
Shout out to Valente.
Yeah, I do know this person.
Valente is a
Penning. Well, he is a Saints fan,
enjoyer.
so he's probably just supporting his shitty team. But
yeah, him and
sorry,
Grayson were
Valente,
arguing
we'll
about
never
it the
get
other
along
night.
about this. We can never actually be friends. Not fully.
Valente's in our Minecraft server, by the way. That's who I invited yesterday.
Is that why you didn't say? Now I just am gonna go burn down his house constantly.
I don't know if he got a house built. He died a lot.
Well, when he gets a house, it's burning down. And then he'll build a new one, and it's burning down.
Can't
do
burn
anything.
my house down.
Miller, I think you forget who I am.
he-
In that
You're gonna
server,
burn
I am
water?
God.
He could blow it up.
I was gonna say, I can just drop unlimited TNT. Fucking airstrike you.
No, President Obama, please do not send a drone strike at my small village.
Whoa, what the
What
fuck? All right.
What are we grading the Steelers off season, guys? What are we grading?
A+.
I also don't want to say, Miller
A+?
said it. Yeah.
It's an A+. Great,
Yeah.
great off season.
Hate
Great
it.
off season. So I guess that moves us right into the Baltimore Ravens. Woohoo!
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
How did they
Biggest.
do that, dude?
Odell
No.
Beckham Jr. is the big one.
And Nelson Aguilar.
Wah, wah. I mean, I don't really know what to.
Well, yeah.
I really don't know what to say about Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, OBJ's great though. That's what
OBJ
I know.
is good.
When he's healthy.
Mhm.
Yeah, if he's healthy. If he's healthy.
Well, as long
That's
as whoever paints the field doesn't fuck it up this time, he'll be okay.
Yeah, because
No, that's what happened in the Super Bowl. The Bengals literally talked about it. They were like, no, we legitimately just avoided any of the painted areas because we knew
Oh.
something like that was going to happen.
I missed that completely.
Yeah, it was actually an issue, and OBJ is just the unlucky guy who caught the issue. Because, he runs over the middle of the field, so he's going to run into those painted areas all the fucking time.
Everybody hates Chris, but it's Odell.
Yep.
Pretty much. Poor Odell.
Their biggest signing, however, the biggest signing they made in the entire offseason, a guy that Miller is very familiar with, may have even said he hated him at one point. Sam Mustipher is now a Baltimore Raven.
Dude, every sentence you said there made me so confused and made me think of a different guy.
We don't have to talk about Sam Mustipher.
Why
I
did
just
you
forgot that
utter
he was a
his
Raven.
name? I wanted you to forget he existed. I was so close. I hadn't thought about that fucking T word in
But
a long time.
but Rocky Yassin was really their only other big.
No.
And it's
signing.
Rocky scene.
They did not do much. That's about it.
Who am I forgetting?
Lamar.
Oh yeah, they gave Lamar big money.
We talked about the Lamar.
Oh, I
deal,
know, but
yes,
hey,
yes.
we're talking about the
that's a W, That's a
offseason.
W. They
We've
gave
talked
Lamar
about
big-
all of
big
these
nuts.
draft picks 97 times. So we can mention the Lamar contract
Yeah,
a second time.
Okay, if that's the case, name one time we have mentioned Tavius Robinson on this channel.
You know what? That's fair.
Other than
But
right now.
name one time anyone in the history of Earth has mentioned Tavius Robinson.
I mentioned him on my personal channel because I did my AFC North draft grade.
Oh, so because you already did this exact thing we're doing now. Miller's trying to one-up the Run the North account.
Yeah.
He's
sad.
fully dedicated to Run the North, but by dedicated, he means trying to shit on it and throw it in the garbage.
I just like to shit on you,
Who are you talking to?
Geek. It's funny.
You were supposed to just say yes. Who are you talking to?
No.
Yes.
Fair.
Miller
I wanted
doesn't know
throw
how to
you
make
further under
jokes.
the bus.
Miller doesn't understand the content creator life.
I made a couple jokes in this episode.
Moving into their draft class, their first pick was used.
Let's go. They drafted a wide receiver better than Quentin Johnston.
On Zay Flowers, they drafted wide receiver 2, baby. Well
Yeah.
done, Baltimore. You made the right pick. You picked the right player, right position. It's a great pick. I love Zay Flowers. Needed a receiver.
The only
Bang,
other
bang,
receiver
bang, bang,
option
boom,
was
boom,
Addison. So,
boom.
yeah.
I still would have taken him over QJ.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the opportunity, yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. For the Ravens offense, I don't know if I would have. Because Quentin can do something different than any other receiver they have, including Zay Flowers. All of their receivers are kind of little.
Yeah, they're little, but that's kind of what they're going for.
Right, but if I think if Quentin
let's also not
Johnston was
forget
also
that-
there, like let's say Addison went to the Chargers and you got Johnston and Flowers, I think they go Johnston. Just because he does something
agree,
different.
Because back at
Well, that's true. They did like guarantee they were drafting
it was either
him.
the Senior Bowl or the Shrine Bowl. I forget
they
which one
did
he
the
was
same
at.
thing the
They were gonna
Vikings
draft
did.
him,
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
They didn't want to look like
This is awesome,
liars.
by the way. Love that.
Yeah, I love that teams do
that.
that. We've picked you. You're our guy.
The
if you're
draft,
there.
but what really happened is after the Senior Bowl, they started to really like another guy more, but they had to go by their word, so they all just shunned the one guy who told Zay Flowers they were gonna pick him. They were like, "Come on, like, now what do we do?"
And that one guy was Jackson Smith and Jigba, who they thought would somehow be at 22.
And he almost was.
Yeah.
Jackson, listen, we're picking you at 22.
He called up
Whether
please save me.
whether you're there or not, we will be saying your name.
We will be saying your name on draft night. No.
And
Zay Flowers was a great pick. Like, funny
Well,
haha.
they could have taken Jackson Smith and Jigba, because Jackson and Jigba was taken at 20.
Ah, that's right.
That's true.
Jackson
That's
and
true.
Jigba.
I forgot. That was a peak moment in the live stream.
That was
That
the one
person who announced the Seahawks.
Yeah.
This little girl, right?
Yeah, it was just like
Isn't
it was
like
like
flag football.
it was like a flag football
yeah.
person that they were like, here, announce the pick, Jackson and Jigba. Just completely
JSN
ignoring
just doesn't stand up.
JN.
I don't know who this is. Who is JN?
Who's JN? No, yeah, Zay Flowers is a good pick.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, what are you guys' thoughts on Trenton Simpson?
Where's our buddy No Huddle NFL to?
The only
Wah,
person
wah.
that likes him.
I did
I
not
don't
hear
hate
much positive
Trenton
dialogue
Simpson,
about
but-
Trenton Simpson throughout the draft process.
Just I
But,
feel
like-
Trenton Simpson wasn't even picked in that big 3-round mock that we did.
I don't think he was. And
No.
But it was just us, right? I don't think he was.
I think the only Campbell and I don't even know if I picked Ivan Pace. Campbell might have been the only linebacker to go in that 3-round mock.
Yeah.
Unless Jake picks Sanders, which is possible.
I probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. This was a shitty linebacker class, and he was the 6th best, in my opinion. So that tells you all you need to know.
Is that above or below Ivan Pace? What the fuck was I saying?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I just have I have notes prepared
If
for the
it's
episode.
above
and I had
Ivan
LB
Pace,
six
all I
written
know
down.
is you're dumb. That's all I know.
Yeah. And Trenton Simpson's tough because obviously you look at the athletic traits and you're like, wowza, this guy. But then you watch him play and you're like, oh, he has no idea what he's doing at any time, at any point.
And then you
unless
watch
he's
him play
looking
and
at
you say,
quarterback.
wowza, this guy in a bad way.
Wowza, this guy. Yeah. No, he's a really good blitzer. That's great. But his run diagnostics suck. His instincts and coverage are non-existent.
Well, the nice thing is he's a backup, and I
For
guess
now.
they're gonna try to develop him to take Patrick Queen's spot.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because to me,
I
this
would
signifies
like
they're
him a
not
little-
re-signing him.
Yeah, I would like him a lot more if they made him into a Tyus Bowser type, like they used to have, where he's a hybrid off-ball linebacker and edge. Because I really feel like you're getting the most out of Simpson if he's just running straight forward,
Mhm.
and or running straight at the quarterback rather. I don't. Instincts are one of those things that you can't teach. You just have them or you don't, and he has none. When he plays, he looks like the linebackers in Madden, where he just doesn't react. He doesn't look like he knows what's going on. He just kind of runs around. It's cool. He's a super athletic guy. He's gonna chase you down when you get into open space. But I'll put it this way: I like him more as a developmental edge than I do as a developmental linebacker.
There you
That's
go.
probably the best way to put it. Because he actually has good. I'm sorry, Jake. I keep cutting you off, but I keep remembering things. He has good pass rushing moves and things like that. As a pass rusher, he's really good. But then their next pick was a pass rusher, so it's
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm I'm tapping out of this guy. I know nothing about Tavius Robinson, so Miller.
Yeah.
Nobody
Have-
I
does.
literally only found out this guy existed because I watched a Brett Coleman video and he mentioned him. And I was like, oh, he's got a fun story because this dude was like committed to go play in the CFL. And then COVID happened. He was like, let me give this whole college thing a try. And then he was like actually cooking at Ole Miss, I think. That sounds right. It was some blue school. I think it was Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
But again, hate player comparisons, but he's like the same archetype, so to speak, as like Zadarius Smith or Matt Judon. So he makes sense to be a Baltimore Raven, where he's like long and athletic and really smart and a good run defender, but his upper body is kind of poopy. Like there's not a lot of strength there, so he's got to put on some muscle and kind of like what's the word? Refine his technique. But as a developmental edge, he's solid. And again, he makes a lot of sense for Baltimore given the guys that they've had come through there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What all we got to talk about there? Kyu Blue Kelly.
Caillou.
Caillou Blue Kelly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I go
It
with
is Caillou. You're
Okay,
right.
Is
good.
Caillou? Okay.
Dubs.
Yeah. I only know
I
about
mean-
that because some Bears guy was yelling about it when he announced that his name was pronounced Caillou and not Q. He was like, it's
Why
not
the
as
fuck would that
fun.
be Q?
It could be. Anywho, they needed corner depth, and they got corner depth with this guy. That's about all I have to say about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a high floor, low ceiling, smart corner that's going to be good in like dime packages.
His name's fun to say. That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's not all I know, but I don't really have many thoughts on Caillou.
Yeah.
Do either of you have any thoughts on
Nope.
Malasela Awamuve Laulu from
Yeah, thank you for
Oregon?
saying his name so I don't have to.
I'm glad you gave it a go, Jake.
Yeah.
Appreciate the.
I
He's
will
just-
always try. Not that I'll get it right, but I will always try.
He's just a big,
won't.
versatile lineman. Like, he played across the offensive line at Oregon?
It's good.
That sounds right. Yeah.
This
He's,
pick,
he's,
though.
he's built like a slightly smaller Daniel Falele.
Okay.
So.
This pick, though. Andrew Voorhees only
epic
fell
line.
because of the ACL tear. I think he'll be pretty good once he is actually playing snaps.
He'll
in the
spend a year
NFL.
on IR, but he'll be
So-
a starter in 2024.
I believe that, yeah, he'll be a
Does
starter
he
for this.
end up as the Ravens' next Marshall Yonda?
The only problem is he's already kind of old.
Was Yonda
is-
old when he got
I
drafted?
don't remember.
Hold on.
I just know if he takes a year on IR, I think he'll be 25, 26.
Google. He was drafted in 2007. Okay. He was
Voorhees right now is 24. He'll be
Yeah,
25, maybe even 26 by the time he starts, depending on when his birthday is.
Yeah.
Marshall Yonda was 23 when he was drafted.
His
So,
birthday's in January, so he'll turn 26 at the back half of his first season, essentially.
Yeah.
Second season, maybe. Anyway, that's
yeah.
all we got for the Ravens. So, off-season grades, what do we think? I'll give this one an A-. I don't think it's as good as the other ones, but I still think they kind of cooked in a lot of ways. So, I'm going to give them an A-.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
going
agree with that.
a straight up A because they actually finished paying Lamar, and signing your quarterback is the biggest thing you can do. So they kept
Yeah.
their guy. It's an A. And they got him
Yeah,
weapons, so that's a dub.
Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with Geek. I'll give it an A.
All right, moving into our final team here, the Cincinnati Bengals, whose big signing came in the form of Orlando Brown Jr. To play tackle for them.
See, I see
Probably
the thumbs
overpaid
down.
him.
I just wish that he was just going to play right tackle, and then Miller couldn't thumbs down.
Yeah.
Instead,
I
they're
like
picking
him as
this
right
dude over
tackle.
Jonah, which is just not an actual answer. Jonah Williams, better. Which means they're keeping Lyle Collins, which means their O-line actually just got worse.
Bengal.
bungle's gonna bungle.
They did kind of bungle, yes.
Yeah, they also lost their best safety, their second best safety.
They lost both of their starting safeties in Von Bell and Von Bell and Jesse Bates. They signed Nick Scott to help stop the bleeding, though, so don't worry.
Don't worry, they
signed Nick Scott, so they'll be okay.
Wow.
They got a guy. They got Irv Smith. They got Geek's guy. They got Irv
true.
Smith.
They got a real tight end.
True. They got a real
who
tight
will
end
drop the game-winning touchdown in every game they play.
And of course, they got Michael Thomas. So that was good. Free safety, Michael Thomas. They got Michael Thomas.
How old is that dude at this point? Hold on.
Free safety, Michael Thomas is 32.9. Is what he's listed as. So
I swear to God, he's been in the league since 1992.
3 months out of
9.
Yeah.
That's what this free agent tracker lists ages at in decibels as to how many months they've been.
But whatever.
He's 3 months out of being 33.
0.9.
But yeah, they really didn't do much else notable on the free agency market. Also have Trevor Siemian, stealing him away from the Bears.
No, they didn't do shit.
We'll move right into their draft class. They did what no team picking the first round wanted their team to do, but somebody had to bite, and they took Miles Murphy. Miller, as you can see, is mourning for Bengals fans currently.
Can I play devil's
Miles
advocate?
Murphy.
And why I also think this is a bad pick.
Oh, you do? Okay, so why is devil's advocate?
I'm just still going to play devil's advocate. We all hate Miles Murphy, but they already have 2 really good edge rushers. So, like, this is a world where Miles Murphy can just develop and then maybe be good. And if he's not, it doesn't affect the Bengals at all. Because they still have Hubbard and...
I'll allow you to say this.
Hendrickson, that's other homie's name. So, like, it's not that big of a deal. They just took a chance on a high upside guy and hope the upside turns out. I don't know. I'm devil's advocating here, but Miller's gonna cook. So go ahead.
Do I really have to say anything? I think we all know the feelings towards Miles Murphy. Big kid on playground who doesn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
So
we've talked about Miles Murphy endlessly.
Well, this is the team that created Vontaze Perfect, so maybe they'll teach him to kill people.
Maybe they will.
I don't know.
Talking about some picks that we necessarily haven't talked about as much. DJ Turner in the second. They redeemed themselves. They cooked with that one. That was a good pick.
Fast fella.
He's so fast, he makes fast guys look not fast.
That's true.
This is the guy that Geek kept mocking to the Raiders because they like their speed.
Yeah.
Every single time we would do a 3-round match in the second, he'd be like, DJ Turner.
And then in the third, it was Trey Palmer every time.
Right. Every time. Yeah. Good pick, right?
Yeah.
Any disagreements there?
No. Good pick. Good enough.
It's so funny with DJ Turner, real quick. I just want to point out, like Geek said, he's so fast, he makes not fast guys look fast. He's so fast that when he tries to stop and start, like corners are often asked to do, he can't. He physically cannot.
He's so fast that he's bad at being a corner.
Pretty much. Hey, but it'll work in the AFC where you got to deal with those motherfuckers like Waddle and Tyreek.
He'll be like, guys, can I please just see a snap? Wait till we play the Dolphins. We're saving you.
You are here for one reason and one reason only. When
We're
you play
saving
Miami in
you.
the playoffs, that is your time to cook.
Right?
We don't even play them during the regular season. Coach, we don't play them during the regular season. We're waiting for the playoffs. If we don't play them in the playoffs, you don't see the field this year. That's just how it's going to go.
Not because there are other teams with super fast receivers, and that's what he'll be tasked with. He's just the super fast.
Just every week.
He'll be the Zay Flowers.
What was your fastest wide receiver's 40 time? It was only a 4.6. Get your ass on the bench.
What was their fastest wide receiver's 40 time? 4.4. Get in there. Yay!
Go.
4.48. We're on the cusp. I don't know. You'll be a game time decision this week.
Game time decision.
And then they just start this narrative that DJ Turner's like injury prone and just always hurt.
Yeah.
No.
He's got something going on with his ankle.
He obliterated his ankle in practice by running too fast. It caught on fire.
I
He's
can
very-
see it.
Coach, he's very clearly standing on the sideline, dressed and ready to play. No, he's hurt. He's hurt. He can't play.
Coach,
No,
he is doing yoga on the sideline. His leg is up
Coach,
his own
he is
ass.
running laps around the field.
Coach, he just participated in the 40-yard dash at his own at college again. He is now a member of the U.S. Olympic team and
No,
won a
that's what
gold
he's
medal as
doing
a
every
sprinter.
play. He's just
Yeah.
every play at the snap. He's just sprinting 40 yards on the sideline.
Yeah.
How'd I do, Coach? What was my time this time?
Yeah, good
We
job,
sound
DJ. You
like
just keep doing
bullies,
that.
but we all don't hate DJ Turner. We
I actually
just
don't
like
hate the
bullying
bullying.
him.
good. He's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
They kept bolstering their secondary in the third with Jordan Battle, who
They need
we didn't talk
safeties,
about Jordan
so
Battle
good.
much, but that was a good pick because Jordan Alabama defensive back needed a safety. Jordan Battle good, win game, end of case.
Sure.
Make Bengal better, win game.
Him and Dax Hill low-key have potential to be a nice duo.
It could potentially be cooking. Yes.
Yeah.
Like
I like Jordan Battle a lot because he's not super flashy, but he gets shit done at a high. Like he is Alabama.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, he is Alabama, bro. He had to have Nick Saban salivating. He was like, "Coach, I'm not gonna make a bunch of big plays, but I'm here to do my job." In fact, I'm surprised he's not a Patriot.
You know,
You're hired.
that's valid.
He would have made a Belichick. He would have been Belichick's wet dream.
Jordan
Hey,
Battle
yo.
in the first.
Jordan
Battle,
Battle in the first.
17.
No, he was too busy
Um,
stealing Christian Gonzalez at 17.
It's true.
Yeah.
Jordan Battle was second on the board. He's like Christian Gonzalez.
It
is
was
there.
totally Jordan Battle until suddenly Christian
It was
Gonzalez
Jordan Battle,
existed.
Matthew Bergeron, and Lucas Van Ness.
And Hunter
And then it
Lipke.
was
Yeah,
and Hunter
yeah.
Lipke.
Just
Well,
to play
case.
running back.
He
not
wasn't
fullback.
on the board actually for the Patriots, obviously, because if he was on the board, they would have picked him somewhere.
No, Belichick called him and he was like, "Hey, son, you want to play halfback?" And he said, "No."
No,
Belichick
I'm
hung
a
up the
fullback.
phone and called Christian Gonzalez.
And Hunter Lipke said, "Hey, Bill, why don't you ask Miller football if I should be playing half?"
Yeah, and he did actually call me, and I said no. And Belichick was like, "Okay, Almighty Miller football, you know more ball than I do." And he took Christian. I was the reason he took Gonzalez because he said he didn't want to take him. And I told him, "Take that Gonzalez fella." And he
the
was like, "Okay."
sheer amount of jerking
Sir, yes, sir.
yourself off over here is fucking incredible.
It's
Oh
true.
my
I
God.
have the chat
Hey, listen.
logs.
It's
They call me
true.
Chris
Miller's
Hansen 'cause
over
I've
here
got the chat
jerking himself
logs.
off. He said it was true, ladies and gentlemen. He said it was true.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my God.
round
Shut up, I'm
4,
gonna spoil Across the Spider-Verse for you.
they got the most useless position that could possibly be used by the Bengals right now, and Charlie Jones, a receiver.
I disagree.
They have a great wide receiver trio. They have
Yeah, but Boyd's
a white
okay,
guy who
so
played
you've gotta,
good.
Yeah, you've got to extend Higgins. Or you already extended Higgins, didn't you? Or are
I
they
have no
close?
idea.
That's this year.
You gotta trade
And then
him.
you got to extend Chase. So you're going to invest a bunch of money in those two, and Tyler Boyd's contract's about to run
Chase
out. You're
still
not
has
going to
3 years
Boyd
on
too.
contract. You don't have to worry
I know, but
about him.
you gotta hold on to that money. You're not gonna
And
you're not gonna pay Boyd when you still have to pay Chase.
Right.
So you get Charlie Jones, who is a really good slot receiver, and if he develops the way you expect him to, he can replace Tyler Boyd. Like genuinely
enough.
speaking, Charlie Jones is like, yeah, they came from the same coaching tree. He's like how McVay viewed Cooper Kupp is how they'll view Charlie Jones,
Okay.
where he's just your do-it-all slot. Like
Trenton Irwin better.
Charlie Jones, he had like 110 catches last year and didn't have, like very, 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 very few drops. He's a good return man.
Trenton Irwin has long hair, so he better.
Yeah, well, Charlie Jones is named Charlie. Name one bad Charlie.
Charlie Sheen.
He's just crazy. He's just a little goofy
And
guy. Or did he do something that I'm
pretty sure he did
forgetting
some
about?
shit. I thought.
I know he was a druggie and he called his white wife the N-word.
Well, I mean, if that's not some shit, then I don't know
That's
what.
some shit,
He
but I'm
didn't do
just saying,
anything
people
that
have done-
bad. He's just racist.
Listen, okay. He called a white woman the N-word. Is that really racist?
I don't know. I mean,
I
he's
don't- like,
screaming the N-word, so like probably.
But yeah, but he like I'm just saying, I don't know how you categorize a white or a Hispanic man calling a white woman the N-word. Like, I don't know where that falls in life, is what I'm trying to say here. Like, it's racist to use the word.
Jake is struggling over there.
And it wasn't like he had anything added to it. He just said, listen here, you N-word, to a white woman. Yeah, they were having a phone conversation. It's recorded somewhere. You can listen to it.
No. Apparently, Charlie Sheen's done some other things too.
Oh, well, it is Charlie Sheen. Are we surprised?
Apparently you are.
I'm not surprised. I
What
just
the
didn't know
fuck?
of anything. Oh, no. Oh,
So,
no, what did he do?
This is Charlie Sheen, a timeline of bad behavior. Part 1, January 1990. While in their home, Charlie Sheen accidentally shoots fiance Kelly Preston in the arm. How do you accidentally shoot your fiance?
Well, okay.
How?
I thought Charlie Sheen was just doing mountains of cocaine. I didn't know
This
he
was
was
just
also
step one.
dangerous.
Well, he was doing that
This
too.
is just number one.
This is just
Right,
step
but I
one.
thought it started and ended at the mountains of cocaine and calling his white wife the N-word. I didn't know it extended beyond that.
Beat up his girlfriend.
Well, yeah,
okay.
We get it. Charlie Sheen sucks.
Can we please just talk about the wide receiver that
Emilio
went to an
Estevez
Ivy League
better.
school?
Yeah. Could you have more polar opposite dudes named Charlie?
Can we please just talk about a receiver that went to
Charlie
Purdue?
Sheen, Ivy League graduate.
Hey man, Miller started this. He told me to bring up a bad guy named Charlie.
All right, yeah, you did start this.
Well, I
anyway,
thought you weren't gonna have one in the
Miller,
State
tell us-
Charles Manson.
tell us about Chase
Fuck,
Brown,
I
Miller.
totally forgot he existed. That would have been such an easier pull. Jake is losing it over there.
No, Chase Brown is epic. I love Chase Brown. He accounted for like 60% of Illinois' total offense last year. Had like over 2,000 all-purpose yards. Like, he's got everything you want in a running back, but his vision isn't the greatest. That's the one knock. And like me, that's a big thing because I want my running back to be able to see the field well. But for some reason, I really like Chase Brown. Again, don't like player comps, but think Miles Sanders. That's kind of what you're getting here. Miles Sanders, but a better pass catcher.
Wonderful.
And that's not to say Miles Sanders is like bad. I'm just saying like Chase Brown is pretty good as a pass catcher.
Okay, I don't know. It's Chase Brown.
I honestly, I like Chase Brown.
Speaking of pass catchers,
Backup running back for the Bengals as of right now. He doesn't
For
mean much
now.
for now,
For
He
now.
will be taking Mixon's job.
Will
we'll be
he?
taking Mixon.
Yes.
We've
Because
been
Mixon will
We've
be
all-
working at Walmart next
We've
year.
all been saying that for like 6 years at this point. Mixon just keeps coming back, so
I feel like it's
kinda
more the
just-
off the field stuff that get him in trouble. At this
Okay,
point.
but that
Yeah.
was before Mixon was on the had charges filed against him for aggravated menacing.
yeah, he just had other charges that were actually worse. So like, meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the menacing is going to push it over the
Oh
top.
yes, menacing is too over the top. Yes,
You can't be a menace in Cincinnati.
yes
You
you,
know who
can.
probably
Vontez
hasn't-
Perfect played there for 10 years.
Yeah, but his was never aggravated.
Go look
True.
at what he did to Antonio Brown and tell me that
He got you
wasn't
there.
aggravated.
Ref wasn't looking.
That doesn't mean it's not aggravated. That means
Like
he didn't
Trevor
get
Penning
caught.
said, assault is legal if it's on the football field.
It's not true. The penalties exist.
Yeah, but you don't get arrested for it.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, tell that to Cortland Finnegan. Where's his trial?
Hey, Andre Johnson started it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess Audrey Johnson did throw the first punch, but we know why he threw the
Well,
first
yeah,
punch.
because Finnegan did the corner thing where you get under the skin and like.
Yeah, but Finnegan was like especially good at it.
Yeah, he was. Cortland was my goat.
Anyways, Jake, I want to hear you try to say this guy's name.
Yeah.
Andre Iosivas?
It's Yoshivas.
Is it?
Yoshivas, yeah.
I got my mic.
I thought you did that on purpose. That would have been so much funnier. You know, Andre Yoshivas.
In the process of trying to angrily take off my headset and walk away, I dropped my mic, so now the bit's gone.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty good. So
Yeah.
decent pick.
Apart from being a body catcher, he's pretty sick.
So is Quentin Johnston.
I don't know if I can be a fan of a wide receiver from Princeton.
What's wrong with Princeton?
I don't know if you can
You're
go to
wearing the Princeton colors right now.
I don't care. I
Yeah.
don't know if you can be a Princeton player and be good at football.
You
went
just
to
you
Princeton.
went to Andre
Harvard.
Yoshivas. Yes.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
I'm Googling this. NFL players from Princeton. I gotta know.
Has anyone ever gone to Princeton?
Surely someone went
Do
to
either of
Princeton.
you guys know anything about DJ Ivy or BJ or Brad Robbins?
Geek, talk about punter, man.
DJ Ivy, no clue. Brad Robbins is a punter. My question is, why are you... This is going to sound so bad because I defend kickers so hard and drafting them. But why are you drafting a punter?
I don't know. Ceiling.
What the
It was like, it like came down.
Well,
I was talking.
homie's
I
mic is
got one
coming
from
on him.
Princeton.
What? Who went?
There's a fullback from Princeton. John Lovett.
He was bad.
Who cares?
He's the backup fullback in Miami.
Oh, good. A backup fullback.
The most valuable player in the NFL.
Wait, is this the guy?
Is this the Ohio State University?
Jason Garrett went to Princeton.
So you can't go to Princeton and know anything about football or be any good at it. So
Yeah, that doesn't really help your case there, Miller.
No,
Not at
it
all.
doesn't.
It
But
does
I
not.
just wanted to see. That was the most notable name that went. So,
Okay.
like
So
I
joke's
said,
on you.
I know
Andre
that.
Yoshivas
I know
is just gonna
helmet
be Jason
scouting,
Garrett.
but
hey, there's a first time for everything.
I know helmet scouting, but it's not really helmet scouting. It's school scouting. It's
There
a little
truly
different.
is a first time for
Okay.
everything.
Well, tell me when there was
because-
another fast wide receiver from Princeton that could be a good wide receiver 4 or 5.
I mean, I don't know, because
Yeah,
nobody cares
exactly.
about Princeton. Because
I think
no
people who go to
human in the
Princeton cares
history
about
of
Princeton.
life has ever gone to Princeton to play football. You go
Jason
to
Garrett did.
Princeton.
Boom.
I don't think he went there just to play football. He went to
did play
Princeton
football there.
because it's yes, everyone on the football team at Princeton did play football at Princeton, you fuck. But you don't go to Princeton because they have a good football program. You go to Princeton because they're an actual awesome school. What the fuck are you idiots doing?
Cry. Cope.
I mean, it does make sense. The Bears and Packers fans are crying. I get it.
How are we grading this offseason? I'm running out of time here.
Like
Like an A-.
B. Oh.
I'm gonna give it a B plus.
Apparently,
Not as high
I'm
as
the
their
bad
draft
guy
class, so some
here.
people maybe.
I don't
Give
know.
it
They
a B.
lost more than they added, so I'm going with a B.
Yeah, okay, that's true. I wasn't thinking about free agency. I'll give him a B+. They lost quite a few agents that were free.
Yeah.
That in which they did.
All right. Well, I believe that is all we have for you guys on this week's episode of the Run the North podcast. Obviously, be sure to go follow us on all our socials at Run the North Pod everywhere. Go follow all of our individual socials, and they'll be linked in the description of this episode as well. Okay. We're going to be doing the AFC South next week. Get pumped for that. The Mole Cox versus Austin Hooper debate. It's coming. It's ready. We're rocking with it. It's good. We're mixing we're cooking it up. We're cooking up something special with that. But other than that, that's about all we got for you guys. Please keep listening to our show, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Don't forget, love is love.